Before we start, I thought it would be important for us to think just a minute about how important our city governments are, and county and state, especially in the light of the devastation that we've seen visit upon many small cities and counties around our nation due to the tornadoes. And it's an awesome responsibility that each of you have. And so let's take a moment and pray for those who are recovering from this, and also give thanks for the governments that we have to carry out our business. Gracious God, we pray that you will be with those who have experienced massive devastations across our nation, and those who have experienced it throughout our world. We realize, Lord, how important our part is as city leaders. We pray that you will be with those city leaders as they seek to cope with the devastation that their communities have experienced. And we pray, Lord, that you give us the wisdom to conduct the business that keeps our community strong. Bless each of our community leaders, those here on our city council. Bless each of the residents here in the city and in our county and our state. Help us to support the leaders so that they might be as effective as possible in the duties that they carry out for us. Bless our wisdom this day as we conduct the business of the city of Marion, we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll now call the regular city council meeting to order, and I'll ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Number 5, public forum limited to agenda items only. Does anybody wish to address that? There being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Number 7, bid award on CDBG revitalization project. Rosemary.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. We received bids on Thursday, December the 2nd, I should say, a bid on Thursday, December 2nd for the Jones property, for the rehabilitation of that structure. Unfortunately, the bids for the building were way over the engineer's estimate. So what action we need by the council tonight is a motion to reject all bids so that we can revamp the bid schedule and re-advertise the project.
Okay.
What were the numbers?
I don't have a copy of the bid tab because the architect hasn't provided us with, but I wanna say it was,
I have the numbers.
okay,
The bid came in at $698,704 on the project. That's in excess of $250,000 more than the engineer's initial estimate.
Is that an indication maybe of things to come with this project?
you know, since the bid letting, I've talked to a couple other building contractors, and they said they're up to their eyeballs in projects, and the worker shortage is just unreal. I mean, I talked to one guy Saturday night, and he said on Monday he had a crew of 5, on Tuesday and Wednesday he had a crew of 2 that showed up for a project he's working on. So he doesn't even have a consistent workforce on a smaller project than this, and he's a fairly well-known contractor. So, like I said, we'll get with Ben Moore, see what we can reorganize on the bid schedule and re-put it out for bid and just see what happens. Cause the Joneses have said that they are not planning on infusing any additional funds into the project. I believe the city has done the letter for the HEAL for them, have they not?
That is correct.
Okay, so, and that application deadline is December the 20th, and they're hoping to award by mid-January, so we'll know by then whether or not we'll have the additional funds coming in with that, because they are allowed to use CDBG, the grant that we have received, as matching to that, so that is positive.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Well, I will move to decline the bid for CDBG revitalization project located at 301 East Main submitted by KBS Constructors. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved to second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Thank you, Rosemary.
Thank you.
Number 8, ditch diggers water line final change order.
Thank you. The final change order will be for an amount of $170,488.81.
Okay. Any questions from council?
He said 174 on the front sheet, it said 170.
170,488.81.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
So what's this do to our project? Is it a major setback, or are we just part of the thing, what we're expecting?
No, I mean, this is the final change order, so it's when everything's done, we went back and it's everything that's completed now. Just to get everything all loose and tied up, basically.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Okay, Chris, you need more of an explanation. Throughout the project, we've had running changes where we may not have been able to directionally bore under something, or we had to open it up because the biggest example is at Oval of Melbourne. That intersection, we had to open up a lot larger than we had originally planned on. There were pockets created underneath there that had to be filled with liquid fill. And then the connections, we had budgeted for, I believe it was 10,000 feet of line to go from the main to the new service pits. And where they relocated pits to get them out of driveways and things like that, move them to the right of way, we ended up using, I believe it was 2,400 additional feet.
And most of that footage was actually up on North Locust Street, for what was dead-end line there. We ended up running new service lines and 2-inch line up Locust Street there. So that's where most of that extra footage came in, and like Roger said, also the unanticipated open cuts and extra concrete work is where most of that cost is coming from.
And the overall project was, the estimate was $3,934,000, and that's what we secured financing for. The project construction costs, right now, we're at $3,414,000, so we're $500,000 under.
Okay, that's what I want.
Okay, yes, yeah, we're still under budget from what we have.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Any further questions? I'll move to approve change order number 1 final on the water line replacement project, amount of $170,488.81 to ditch diggers. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Number 9, ditch diggers water line pay estimate number 11 final.
So this is just the final pay estimate with the change order included in that, so that comes to an amount of, $264,057.75.
Okay,
Well, Zach, I don't think that's worded right. To me, when you say final, final means final, but it's not final for the total project.
It is.
What, I don't see how, I can't vote on that because it's not done.
What concerns do you have?
Well, the dirt piles around, I know, not seeded.
Yeah, so the seeding, I mean, we're at a point now where if we seed now, it's obviously not gonna grow now.
No,
There's
I know
a 1-year warranty on this project. So all that work still will fall under warranty work. There's gonna be a lot of settling of dirt that goes on over the winter. There's gonna be a lot of that stuff. We're working with Tiffany and the girls in the office. I've created a tracking sheet, and anybody who calls in over the winter with settling issues or different dirt issues or whatever it may be, we're tracking all that. Next spring, we'll give that to Charlie, and he's legally obligated to come back in and correct all those things.
To me, sounds like if you say, we're paying up to 98%, I can understand that. But it's not saying that.
Because that would compound the problem with the financing that we have, that we need to close out, as well as the CDBG. So if we elect to hold additional retainage and not pursue warranty work, we're going to exceed our loan parameters and CDBG parameters on this job. So while there is some concern from the administration's perspective, I'm not concerned with Charlie and his work. He's a man of his word, he comes back.
I'm not either.
Okay.
But still, it's just, gosh.
And just to interject, this is normal practice for warranty items to be taken care of once the city accepts the final estimate, because the system is in operation. And so there are always little items that need to be taken care of during that 1-year warranty, and they've already set up a system to take care of those items. So this is normal practice. This is not anything out of the ordinary. We've had it on every project that we've done with the city.
the warranty is part of the contract, isn't it?
That's correct, yeah, so like I said, there's a 1-year warranty on it, and, you know, if we did have him come in and he had fine graded everything and seeded everything, there'd still be settling over this winter that he'd have to come back in and fix anyway. So,
It's the wording that gets me. I don't care about what it says warranty, but it's the wording here, final, you know.
Yeah, but the settling and what they do, because it's under warranty, there's no additional charge.
correct, yes, there's not gonna be any
no
more
more
pay that
charge
goes
for
out
that.
to Charlie, he's coming back in, that will all be under warranty. It's the final pay estimate, because this is the final time that the city will pay Charlie any money to ditch diggers. Correct, yes, for this project.
That answer your question?
It's not worded right. Oh, they have warranty on there.
Okay, I move to approve pay estimate number 11 on Marion Water Project for ditch diggers incorporated in an amount of $264,057.75. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carried 4-1.
Thank you.
Number 10, EBH Engineering invoice. Tiffany?
We have the EDH invoice, for their services from October 10th to November 27th on the waterline project in the amount of $25,429.20.
Any questions? No questions? I'll move to approve EBH Engineering invoices in the amount of $25,429.20. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Carried 5-0. Number 11, Ranson Financial Invoice. Okay.
This is the, grant administration invoice for Rosemary, on the waterline project. I believe this is the last one also, correct, in the amount of $2,500.
So we won't see Rosemary anymore?
No, you'll see me at least one more
Oh,
time.
For the
okay.
closeout.
I move to approve Ranson Financial Invoice for project administration in the amount of $2,500. Any, second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Number 12, approval of CDBG drawdown request number 11.
Okay, we are requesting $60,000 from CDBG to help, with the payment for ditch diggers. And that's basically the only thing we are drawing from the grant at this time.
Okay. Questions? So I'll move to approve CDBG grant drawdown request number 11, the amount of $60,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Number 13, approval of KDHE SRF loan drawdown number 12.
Okay, this is for the balance of the invoices that you have already approved. It will be in the amount of $231,986.95.
You gotta have a heart attack?
You already approved it.
Any questions? Okay, I move to approve KDHE State Revolving Fund drawdown request number 12 in the amount of $231,986.95. Is there a second?
Second. Feel better?
We'll move to second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, just to let, the council know, we have tentatively set up a work session with Tiffany for next Tuesday afternoon to make sure the files are all in order. There is the possibility, I haven't received verification yet, Linda will be here on the morning of the 22nd to do the final monitoring. If she clears us at that point, we will move to closeout, which means we will hold a public hearing on the project, like what we did at the beginning of the project. This basically states what we've accomplished on this project, where the initial public hearing told the public what we had planned to do on the project. So, and then at that point, we will sign the closeout documents and the final drawdown for CDBG.
So we'll see you probably more than once.
At least one more time unless we configure something else.
Okay.
Well, we've got the commercial rehab project that we'll be working on, but on the water project, probably only one more time.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, thank you.
This one, probably.
This one.
This water project, okay, yes. Well, this water project. Has David signed the paperwork?
Not yet, I have it already here, so is it okay to email that tomorrow morning, or do you want to take it with you?
Well, you can email it to me, but then I still need those original draws in order to submit to KDH&E.
Okay,
Okay?
we'll do that.
All right, thank you. If I by chance don't see any of you next week while we're here for the work session and that, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Same
you.
to you.
Thank you.
Item number 14, community board appointments. I think you all have copies of those, and I would prefer just to do them all at once. I can read them all, and then we could approve, or is anyone on the council wish that we just do a single motion appointment for each individual?
I'd like to have a single motion appointment for repeal board only.
for each one?
Yes.
Okay. Board of Zoning Appeals, Roger Schrader to a 4-year term beginning January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2025.
I move to approve.
I'm sorry?
I move to approve. Isn't that what we're doing?
Is that how you do it? Yeah.
Yeah. Individually. I move to appoint Roger Schrader. Your second?
I already moved.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Randy Collett to 4-year term, same January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2025. Do you hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Go ahead.
In a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carried 4-1. Mitch Guterman, 4-year term, January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2025. The Board of Zoning Appeals, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Marion Planning and Zoning Commission, Brent Miles to a 3-year term beginning January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in
Yeah,
favor-
I asked Roger, who is that on?
Brent Miles owns the
Silk salon.
salon out on
Oh,
Highway 56.
I'm sorry.
He takes the place of, a position that was, needed to be outside the city limits.
Okay.
So, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Land Bank Board of Trustees. We have Zach Collett, a 4-year term, beginning January 10th, 2022, January 13th, 2026. We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Chris Costello, 4-year term, January 10th, 2020 to January 13th, 2026, Land Bank Board of Trustees. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
I abstain.
You abstain?
I don't like it.
Okay. Motion carried 5-0 with the abstention 4. Marion Historical Museum Board. Christian Peterson for a 4-year term beginning January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
And second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Chris Meyerhoff, Marion Historical Museum Board, 4-year term, same dates as above.
So
All
moved.
those- Okay, have a motion, second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Bill Higgins, Marion Historical Museum Board, 4-year term, January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Marion Airport Board, Bill Darrow, 2-year term, January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Then moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. We're done. Number 15, award of 2022 banking services RFP. Tiffany?
In the packets is the,
I apologize. There was one that has been missed. There was a recommendation from the housing authority.
Oh,
It was for a reappointment of Earl Winter to a 4-year term to the Marion Housing Authority.
Okay,
I do apologize.
that's all right, I see that now. His current term expires December 31st, is
Correct.
that correct? So
And
it'll
we
be,
recommend a reappointment, which would be for the period of January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2025 to the Marion Housing Authority,
okay, and that's Earl Winters, correct?
Earl Winter.
Okay, also moved, do I hear a second? Moved and seconded, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Okay, Tiffany, you're up.
In the packets is included, we received one response back, from our banking service RFP that was sent out. It was after the deadline, but that's all we received. And it is from Central National Bank, which is who we currently have our, banking services with. So it would just be our recommendation that we continue on with that.
Okay. Any questions, council? And I'd move to award banking contract to Central National Bank for the time period from January 1, 2022 through December 31st, 2024. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Real estate contract with Expedition Wind LLC. Roger?
This contract is for the building located at 828 North Roosevelt and 2 lots that are adjacent to the east. The original contract that expired had one to the south of the building and one to the east of the building. When we met with the new owner of this project, which is Ørsted Onshore Energy Development, it made more sense for their laydown yard to be a contiguous property behind. It worked out better for everyone